calling that bitch?
Can y'all hear your headphones?
I need Marcy, you don't have to sit right here. I need you see me.
You got me looking.
Nah, she snuck up on me the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Okay.
She walked like. I be hearing
About 5 minutes, I gotta get this Georgia off my chest.
Mess about Georgia. I don't know if she stuck in my teeth.
What's the deal?
At all.
For a dentist appointment?
That's sad.
You know that in my school.
Yeah, he goes UGA.
But why everybody's okay with
No.
that shit? Like,
Everybody been okay with that shit. That's the weird shit. Everybody been just letting that shit go.
What's that? I'm gonna discuss it about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. About 5 minutes.
when R. Kelly parts come up, he got a verse in back and forth video.
Oh, we finna go in this R. Kelly. Unfortunately, we finna talk about this man. Unfortunately, we finna talk about this man. And I don't do R. Kelly.
The first album, AJ nothing but a number, huh?
He told y'all what he was doing. And y'all tried to act like y'all didn't know what he was doing. Motherfucker told y'all what he was doing.
That's what I said. Seems like you're ready.
He told y'all what he was doing.
He did. Everything was out in the open. But you know what got me was the You Are Not Alone song he wrote for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, you love all that.
About the girl, did you watch it? Who lost the baby, the Hispanic girl he had. She was young too.
Oh,
No,
he's a sick.
she had a.
Ain't no lie yet. He's a sick motherfucker. The motherfucker been sick.
You had a song from Michael Jackson. You Are Not Alone.
Yeah, that was you were just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the song for what?
You Are Not Alone. That song by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael
I
Jackson.
didn't know R. Kelly produced
So
it
like,
and wrote it.
you got to come right there.
Oh, he did.
Hey, you can roll it.
I can roll?
You can roll
Oh,
it.
what time is it? What are you talking about? Why are you giving orders and shit?
It's that time.
Okay.
You grab my cup.
Where's that?
It gotta be in.
This trash?
Yeah.
Evening, internets, World Wide Web, Facebook Live, those that done hit us on Real 1100 the app. It's your boy. We in here in the barbershop talking random bitch with your boy Rick Kane. Will Sane is deep in the jungle deep, making sure we secure. Doing the thing. Salute to you, my brother. The beautiful Starlight is in the building.
Evening, sir.
And I need you to get on camera. I know you try to act like you. I thought you try to act like you. How Hassa did it. Don't want to be seen, but I need you on the camera.
I'm on camera.
And we got a special guest in the building. A Classic City finest. One of the Classic City finest. And she's a relative to royalty. And we're going to discuss how she's a relative to royalty. Because somebody that's prominent around these parts, she's a relative to royalty. She's a relative to royalty from Athens, period, called Coming Up. Her mother used to sing all around the Classic City. But the craziness about it, we knew her mother was a songstress. But for whatever reason, I did not know she was a songstress. Because we rode the bus together for many years, and I never asked her to sing. And that's crazy because any woman that I know can sing, and I said sing, I'm going to answer the same.
No, you're not.
But I'm just saying. So this, but we're going to get into why she's here. Here, in the barbershop, talking around the beach. Dr. Marcy Thurman Simmons is in the building. But we ain't finna talk to her right now. But I'm gonna give you the numbers because I gotta go through all that now. The numbers to get into the barbershop. Dial 404-603-8770. I'm doing all this fast because I got some things I need to talk about. If you're in your mammy basement, 888-926-7562. It ain't no 9999 number. So tell your mama this ain't no freaking number you can call. We paying for it. Hey man, I need to get these sports off my chest right quick.
Go ahead.
I got to get these sports off. These damn Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, I'm a little upset about these Georgia Bulldogs. Now, we got people who was posting before the game that Georgia should have been in the Final Four, in the playoffs, da-da-da-da-da. And then after the playoffs, they were talking about da-da-da-da-da. I don't want to hear none of that. Because, first of all, Georgia should not have been in the playoffs.
Correct.
I've said this before, and I probably should have went on record, but I was trying to hold back because a lot of folk don't like my opinion. But I don't give a damn if you like my opinion or not. Georgia should have never been in the Final Four. Because to be in the Final Four and 2 losses, nah. The two hardest games of the season that you had to play, you lost both of them. And when you went down to LSU, you got drugged. You from the head coach to the AD to the water boy to the players on the field, you got drugged. Ain't no way in hell you should have been in the Final Four.
Where's the water boy?
Everybody played like trash.
What the boy do?
Everybody. He didn't get the water out there on time.
Oh, it wasn't cold enough.
It wasn't cold enough. It wasn't the high quality. H2O.
He wasn't playing foosball.
Hey, he was playing foosball. That's the problem.
It's for the devil.
And then once you played Alabama, had a great game plan the first half. Great game plan the first half. After we missed that field goal, everybody's butthole got tight. From the AD to the head coach to the players on the field to the water boy. Got tight.
Not the water boy.
At that point, you are telling me you are not deserving to be in the Final Four.
They weren't.
So no, they should not have been in the Final Four. And another thing we got to talk about, Justin Fields. He's transferred. He should transfer. Now, the conversation of whether he should have came to Athens or not, hey, whatever. You going as a recruiter in a major program, you're gonna always try to get the best players. He was one of the best players in the country that came out last year. So I get it. Get it. I think Kirby messed up this boy. Because Kirby one night last year jumped in a helicopter and landed in Marietta, Georgia to go see this boy play. So you ain't gonna tell me Kirby was not telling this boy, if you come to Georgia, you're gonna see some time on this field. I ain't even been in now locker room, ain't been in now static room, so I don't know this for sure. But I know Kirby didn't fail that boy. Now my question is, and I've asked, me and my boys have had some of this conversation, is, did he fail them? Because to me, for him not to get on the field or for him not to do something,
You think
did he not?
was there?
Did he not do something in practice to warrant him being on the field? But I think Kirby failed him because there were certain situations in games where you thought that he should have been on the field because of his abilities. But he was never on the field. I have no problem with this kid transfer because we in a new age and all the millenniums. I don't give. I mean, he got to go. He can't play in the SEC. Kirby's not gonna let him come to the SEC.
Okay.
So
why he gotta go to that school?
Look at the program.
I mean,
Look at the offense of that program. I mean, so you got to.
You think this gonna still be the same without Meyer?
Yeah. The day he ran the same thing, he gonna run the same thing. He ain't not.
He's staying.
Days taking over. The offensive coordinator who took over for the 3 games that Urban Meyer was suspended, his ass should have been fired, but they didn't fire him. But that's why he's gone now.
He wasn't fired because he wasn't the one who actually did the crime.
Look at me.
He was responsible for said dude being employed.
That guy should have been fired from the time they heard this mess. If you allow, that's like me being a co-host on this show, saying that my boy gonna sit right here every night and say good things about women, how much he love women, and every night he's going out and busting them in their face.
That's
I am responsible for that. Urban Meyer responsible, and he knew that this guy was busting this woman in her face, even when he had him in Florida.
Because he should not have allowed the dude to be employed. He knew, and that's why he should have been fired. However, he wasn't fired because the way the politics in that arena works, he wasn't actually the one doing
Urban
it.
Meyer was
So
not fired because they had a chance to be in the Final Four to win a national championship. That's the only reason Urban Meyer. Ohio State is in the business of football, just like Georgia's in the business of football.
Long before they looked like they was gonna get there.
No. You knew the games that he was suspended in, they wasn't worried about. They suspended him for the first 3 games.
Yeah,
they wasn't even worried about it. I could have coached the first 3 games.
That's why the coach has the job now that he has. I would like the whole program to go away.
It's not good. Just cause you suck as a Michigan fan. Your Michigan program sucks.
First of all, I'm not a Michigan fan. My brother went to Michigan.
Okay, and you root for Michigan.
Yeah.
And they trash because John Harbaugh cannot win a big game.
I was never a fan of the Harbaugh.
That's why I'm just looking at it. Harbaugh can't beat the man, so that's why you glad the man gone. Maybe y'all can win.
But I wasn't a fan of the man when he was a Gator either.
Well, that's because he was a Gator.
It's like he's a great
you know what I'm saying? Because he was a Gator.
I know. It's not. I liked him as a coach.
And the funny,
he just happened to coach for 2 teams that nope, you would never gonna get me to root for.
And then how do you give this man a job teaching a leadership class, and he is allowing a known abuser of women to coach young men? How in the hell are you getting Urban Meyer a job as a leadership anything when he failed?
The same way they allowed the other one before him to come in and ruin the reputation of that school, and it was like, yay, I was glad when they failed with him too.
That's why I always ask the question, do America like women?
No.
And since we brought that up,
oh God.
I had no intentions on talking about this.
Neither one of us did. Neither one of us.
But somebody in the room.
I didn't either.
Somebody in the room brought this up. And it ain't but one reason why I'm bringing this up. It's 2 people on this program I have refused to talk about. I refuse to talk about. One is Ye, and the other one,
Robert Kelly,
who happens to be, in my eyes, one of the most despicable human beings in the face of this earth. And the only reason I am having this conversation about him now is because
our illustrious guest,
Dr. Marcy, Thurman Simmons, she watched that mess of a documentary that he did on the last.
I did.
and was shocked.
And her, I figured out how to break down all that down. The conjugates of the verb and all that. I figured it out.
Those are pronouns.
It's okay.
We'll figure it out. She was surprised. Like all of my Facebook feed, they were surprised and disturbed. And
were you not disturbed 20 years ago?
When he first married Aaliyah at 15.
Were you not disturbed 15
I was.
years ago?
I was, but I guess I was younger and not really looking at the whole picture. But last night I saw the whole picture. And
When
that
the video
probably
came-
is not all of
Hold
it
on.
either.
When the video came out, the VCR tape came out. I sure hope I can say this. Be ready to punch the button if I can't. When him peeing on this little girl, when that came out, that didn't disturb y'all.
That was disturbing too.
But you still listen to him. You still stepped in the name of love.
You know what?
Yeah, because Child
Big
Protector
lady
came
Y'all
out.
still, y'all still stepping in the name of love. Y'all still stepping in the name of love.
Yeah. Child Protector came out after that.
Sure did.
The blue, I'm not gonna lie. The blue one, what that one name called? R. Kelly? R. Kelly?
Yeah,
My
I think
favorite
that was
joint.
Aura.
My favorite.
The gift and callings of God come without
R. Kelly.
repentance. So of course that's why he would have the gift.
Hey, let me hold on.
Please
Hey.
Rick Ross had an album
Hey.
it called God Forgive and I Don't.
But
That's God's work.
I'm just saying though, Jesus did also did say repent and sin.
I said
Like, we
without
gonna need him to
repentance,
stop.
that's why he still had
No.
the gift.
Oh, yeah, I'm not knocking
Make
his
sure you
talent.
talk in the mic.
I'm not knocking his talent, but for me, I see what you're saying,
At
and
some
I see what
point.
Rick's saying. And when this person comes up in my mind, I completely separate music genius from deplorable
It
human
is
being.
deplorable. Now listen, I'm not saying I agree with anything he's done because I don't. That's why it was disturbing. It was hurtful to me to see so many young people have been affected.
But why did it take for you to watch this?
It didn't take just that. No.
I know.
Let me go back.
No, don't get me wrong. It's finally a culmination of everything he's done. But why did this? And I'm not just asking you this question. I'm asking everybody on that Facebook.
Is he locked up?
Who? R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Hell no.
There's this little thing called
Money
green.
and fame.
That's that's part of the problem.
That's
This
what
little
it
green
takes.
thing. That's
You
not
hits.
gonna happen.
That's part of the
That's
problem.
somebody's
But don't get me wrong. Hey, don't get me wrong. We all have our own moral compass. My moral compass stopped with R. Kelly and Ye.
Yeah.
I still listen to some James Brown. He was one of the
Yeah.
most deplorable human
Yeah,
beings
I know.
ever.
I know.
There's been stories kids walked in and he beat his wife. So I'm not being the moral police because y'all know me.
You'd be worse.
Why did you ask the question earlier when you said, does America hate women?
Because we allow
So many things to
we
happen.
allow people like him, everybody's favorite father, Harvey, Woody. We allow these guys. Hell, Reuben Foster just got off again. We know he beating this girl because he's gifted, talented. We gonna wash our hands up.
Yeah, at
That's
some
why
point-
I asked, do America, do we love our women?
Do we love our children? That's another one.
What,
So
we,
you know-
oh yeah, that's
But I think-
we gonna get into
but I
that. We
think
gonna
part
get
of
into
that-
that in about
But I think part of that starts with the fact that
10 minutes.
if power is still so stuck in masculinity, or is a masculine thing as far as authority in this country, if we don't
Shut her shit up.
respect and protect the feminine, of course we're not going to respect and protect the infant. It's just not. That's the trickle down effect. If that umbrella ain't covering her, it's definitely not covering the children.
That's true. That is absolutely
I mean, all that sounds good. But until we start holding all these, I sure wish I was on satellite radio so I can say this thing how I want to say it.
Male type humanoids. Trying to give you clean words.
My favorite cuss word in the whole wide world. Until we start holding these cats accountable. To me, I got the most simplest and easiest way to handle all this. Anybody that does anything to women, kids in this manner should be publicly castrated. The way we hold court TV, y'all want to put everybody to trial on court TV, y'all want to go through all that. I want y'all to have him walk up there, pull his Johnson out, sit on that, and cut it off. Right there on TV in prime time and play it all and replay it on the news 12
and
times.
Traumatize the women and the children.
No.
Traumatize everybody.
I get what you're saying because a public.
Nobody won't do it no more.
Hey,
But that's what I was about to speak to. A public castration would speak to the ones watching it. However, how do you get rid of the mentality inside of that person who still can assert power and that type of negative authority without that? Like, it's beyond that at this point with him.
We have to show that money means nothing. And we have to know,
This capitalist society is not going to get to
exactly. And the problem
They're
is
not gonna get there.
we in America.
Well, the root of the problem started in childhood, so you need to first address
That's why I said his
that.
mentality.
Therapy, yes. Everybody needs therapy right now. He had PTSD, he was raped, yes. I get it. I get it.
But everybody
how
else
long-
that's doing that,
but
he's
how
not out here
long-
doing that too.
How long are we going to blame his rapist for the lives that he's destroying? Because at some point, he is accountable for what he does.
You're right.
Because he
Once you acknowledge
and
it
see-
and you know
and
where it's
then-
coming from,
and then he's not the only problem. The people that's enabling him to continue to do this mess.
That's another thing that was disturbing to me because it was so many people that, like he said, enabled him to do it.
it's almost at this point like the people that are treating this as news. Like,
it's not really new.
Exactly. Like,
It's a revisit.
Ain't nothing new about this. Like, how are you just now shocked?
I didn't say I was shocked.
No, I'm
I
not saying you specifically, but you know, there's people like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I gotta watch this for this. It's like, why?
So why did you have to watch it?
Well, I'm a researcher, so I like documentaries. Period. I watch them, and so this particular one, I wanted to see the ins and outs. I wanted to hear from the actual victims. I wanted to see their expressions. I wanted to hear their side of the story.
And for me, that's part why I didn't want anything to do with it. I was like, I'm gonna miss these definite 3 days because one is on a channel that I don't watch anyway. So I was like, oh, they're having a story. That's so nice. But honestly, I don't trust the full 100% God's honest truth to come out. I don't trust it.
Well, there's some other people I have to blame with this. I call the blame to this too.
And who would that be?
The parents of some of these women.
Yes. That's
The
another-
parents of some of these women,
There are many factors.
yes, that enabled him
Mhm.
to exhibit his behavior.
Yes. Absolutely.
But my main problem is the ones who, because the music sounds so good.
Which I think a lot of us are guilty of that.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of us are.
Yes. Because that's why I'm a person, I don't want to know my favorite artist. I don't want to know nothing about my favorite artist. Because once I know my favorite artist, now they become for real humans. For real humans got problems.
Of course.
Because I got a problem. Y'all don't want to know all my problems.
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
I don't want to know.
I know I'm saying that's the way idolization is supposed to be. They're supposed to be here. They can't come down to your level. Because once they come down to your level, you're now rationalizing the fact like, okay, if I see them here, that means I have to fully see them with human eyes and
That's why we should idolize them.
No, we shouldn't at all. But I'm saying that's why the entertainment industry tries to keep us being like, yeah, put him up here, put him up here, put him up here. But it's like, no, they real people.
But y'all criticize and scrutinize Charles Barkley when he said way back, I am not a role model. Your parents should be your role model.
Charles is 100% about that.
And
one of the best statements I ever heard that man make.
That still holds true today, but today we lost because of these things right here.
Cell phones.
We
didn't have cell phones, did we, Rick?
We had memories.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
Our memory is now at that point where we're like, yeah, we a little fuzzy. Be like, no, I still remember.
No internet.
I'm not going to remember this memory. I'm going to push it to the back.
Look here, man. There's some thing went on at See the Show. That I know. Woo! But look here, man. How many more minutes we got before we take that break, that boy? We got 3 minutes. The damn Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Can you do it in 3 minutes?
Yeah, this is gonna be quick.
Okay.
I understand they fired all these coordinators. Sark, you should have never hired him in the first place.
Sure.
We said this 2 years ago.
Sure.
Manuel should not have been fired.
Because
last year Manuel had a top 10 defense.
He did.
And this year with all the injuries and everything else, yes, you can say what you want to say about the adjustments, but Dan Quinn was part of that in making the adjustments because he's always had a hand on his defense.
Exactly.
And the personnel, Thomas Dimitrov, who bring in the personnel by way of Dan Quinn. So I know why you fired these guys because your ass is on the line.
Yeah.
And to me, Arthur probably told you if this doesn't get done next year, you're gonna be looking for a job.
Yeah, he was gonna cut everybody.
So I get it. That's why you fired everybody you fired. But my problem is you got a 33-year-old quarterback, $100 million, 33-year-old, $100 million quarterback, and once again, he's gonna be learning a new system. And our history has shown us the first year of his new system usually is part of the worst of all his performances. Because the first year of Shanahan, he had one of the worst performances as a quarterback. His first year under Sark, he had one of his worst years of performances. Now the second year of both of these years, ironically, under Shanahan, he had an MVP season.
Yeah.
This past season, we went 7-9, and his numbers was as
his stats
comparable
were amazing
as his MVP season.
Exactly.
Without a run game.
Exactly.
Now we've been had the same problem in Atlanta for years.
Yes.
We cannot stop the run, and we can't run the ball.
Yes.
So our whole right side, past our center, the guard and the tackles are trash on the right side.
Yes.
And our guard on the left side is trash. They've been trash. They didn't wake up this day and say they was trash. They've been trash. And I'm a fan. But I'm a real fan.
What side?
But we gotta go. Look at her, light skin. Drake, you ain't finna keep on punking me, Drake.
Leave him alone.
Hey, y'all, we gotta go to break. But when we come back from break, we're gonna let you know why Dr. Marcy Thurman Simmons and her lovely kids are in the building. Please holler at your 440-603-8770 if you're in your mammy basement. 888-926-7562. We will be right back.
Hit me for, ain't you been down?
Lord, imagine him years ago.
What's on?
His cousin and I, his cousin was my best friend.
I can't work with this.
I know. I was
And he used to get
Make
me.
her run it on, goddamn.
Look, I said, Riri, your cousin was my best
And
friend.
she was called a Riri already.
Hey, no. I'm finna bring up a story. Y'all, she finna be mad with me.
Rick, what you finna
Oh,
bring
I'm
up?
finna bring up a
You
hey.
finna break up Rick.
You finna hear?
Rick, he was younger than us, so he tried to party.
Hey, they ruined me. They ruined me.
Rick.
No, we did, Rick.
Oh, yeah, that was one of my nicknames.
Riri.
This is the book we finna talk about. Stay tuned.
Disclaimer on there.
This your phone?
Nah, you gotta go through this. You gotta go through
This
this.
your phone?
Yeah. Say,
It's not working.
it's not working
I
how?
already know.
It works, but it don't work with the iRig. That's why the best one we had with the iRig is what's his name? That's why I gotta figure out a way. No, I'm gonna have to something.
You didn't get a real phone.
Let me use your iPhone. No, I'm gonna have to do something because I gotta have something that works every time with this iRig. I mean, my phone is alright, but I know. No. Yes. Look, no, I don't have the whatchamacallit. No, I have a J7 something.
Oh, that's why it don't work. That's some way off.
Look, I tell you what. Give me a raise, and I can get a phone. Now. Talking about my, ain't even keep talking about my phone. You get a new phone, you gotta drop this one. Have to turn it off. The charge. I have to turn my phone off. Yeah, I need. Yeah, I don't want to turn off. Yeah.
What we gotta do to turn silent?
I mean, well, technically, on this station after dark.
No, you get on that mic. And I can't sit down.
Because sometimes I might want to play this show back in the daytime.
So you're a producer.
Goddamn, the motivation. I ain't got time.
50 seconds. Who? 50.
That's a quick break.
Oh, ain't it? We give you 20 G's in this thing. You want a commercial or something?
Yeah, run that Greg commercial for the station.
What
About the app.
Lineup?
It's in Linus.
Which one is it?
Real love you.
That's the only one.
App.
Go down.
Get behind you, boy, because you can hold out.
Your camera gonna be on the floor, my camera will be like this, and my camera will be on the floor.
Just make sure you tag my page whenever you did last time.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports, entertainment, and other special
20 seconds.
all on one app? What app is that? It's the real 1100 AM app for WWE.
10.
For free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Welcome black. The barbershop talking around the ish with your boy, Rick Kane. I'm in the building. Got the lovely Starlight.
Howdy.
Will Sane is protecting us, doing whatever he do, however he do it. We salute to him. Tonight, I love this platform. And y'all done heard me say this 12 times, 100 times over. Or why I love talking around the bitch barbershop style conversation. Because I can talk about any damn thing I want to.
Yes, and he will.
No conversation in the barbershop is taboo. If I didn't say that. We ain't got one rule. And what's that rule, dog?
Say what you mean what you say. Just please don't be mean when you say it.
You can be mean. I don't care. I can handle
Yeah,
all
there's
that.
really only one person that cares about that rule.
I can handle all that. But I'm a sports junkie, I guess y'all can tell by the little rant I went on earlier.
Really? Never would have been able to tell.
And initially I got into this to be into sports, but then I realized the barbershop meant so much to me as growing up. Between Shag, Sheets, Everhards, that meant something to me. I learned so much in between those three buildings because in those three buildings, it brought about everybody in the community. From the highest of the high to the lowest of the low. From the high class to the low class. From the richest to the poorest. From Reverend so-and-so to brother so-and-so. All in the same building. And we all had to have these conversations. Even Miss Hardeman lived in our
Oh
community.
my, Miss Hardeman. You remember Miss Hardeman? Oh my God.
Do I remember Miss Hardeman, my reading teacher?
The poet.
Yes. Cooking
On
with
today's
gas.
story of Little Athens story.
Hey man, hey. But when you go through in the community and you see your teacher, that's just
Oh, yeah, you're not supposed to see the teachers outside.
The respect for teachers was still there
yes,
Oh, yeah.
when we were
Oh, yeah.
coming up.
yes, yes. And this lady that's sitting to my left is one of Athens' finest.
She's sitting to his right. For those who can't
She's
see.
sitting to my right. Oh, I said right. Yeah, that's it. My other left.
No.
That's to you too, Drake, because you laugh. But yes, she's one of Athens' finest. She graduated in 1989. I
Yes.
can't remember none of the bio. I'm not good
That's
with that.
alright.
And plus, you in the barbershop, we won't do none of that.
It's not
Hey,
about
But-
you doing good to say your name correctly.
You
Only-
better know my name.
Only reason I
You
know
don't
her
know
name because
anything
I wrote the bus with her for 100 years.
You better know my name.
Now, Dr. Marcy Thurman Simmons, her and my cousin ruined me. And I got to tell you
Oh
this story.
no.
They ruined to me.
I beg to differ.
They ruined it to me. Because, and let me tell you how I came up with this story.
Came up with the story.
Came up with this story? No.
Came
the
up.
story really
Came
No,
up.
no. On Facebook, they had this story about Freak Knee. The story of Freak Knee. And had come.
Which year?
No. I mean, they was telling the whole story how it became and in the 70s
Oh, the
and all
history
the history of Freak Knee.
Okay.
One day I get a call. Riri called me. Hey, we going to Atlanta. What we going to Atlanta for? We're going to go kick it with Marcy. We're going to Freak Knee.
That's right.
Freak who? What is Freak Knee?
Freak meat. That's it.
It's a Greek party in the park.
Well, initially that's what it was
That's
supposed
right.
to be.
In the park, in
Man.
the street.
No,
Wherever
it
I
was
got-
supposed to be in the park.
When I got to Mo Brown,
It didn't stay in
Mo
the
Brown
park.
said again, it sounds mighty good.
when I got to Mo Brown,
Why y'all couldn't stay open?
and
It's
we
not
said,
right. They put out some of the best,
Oh my-
best
hey.
products. You hear me?
hey,
I'm
oh,
one of them.
Oh my Lord. Oh my God. I probably ain't been, boy, the things I saw that weekend coming up to Mo Brown to see Marcy, to hang out at Freak Knee. Riri and Marcy ruined me.
Really?
We did not.
They ruined
They fault.
me.
It's their fault.
Oh, yes.
He always tried to hang with us.
Uh-huh. I believe it. I believe it.
He did.
Hey,
And we love him, so we let him come on.
Oh, I
along.
believe it.
Yes.
I believe it.
I sat in the back of the boat where Marcy and them sat.
Yeah.
Yes. Because Angry Woman, Larissa Martin,
Mm-hmm.
she's been a guest and she come back out. Yes.
She's
Yes.
afraid of the shop.
Well, they lived in the same neighborhood.
Ah.
So we all rode the same bus together. But what we here to talk about is what's this cake.
What's the cake?
What's the Cake is a book that Dr. Marcy Thurman Simmons has written. It's a curriculum. It's a guide for elementary school teachers.
And I should have said parents as well. Because the first training begins at home.
This is true.
So
Do they still,
parents can,
does it still start at home?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It should. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
It
okay.
should.
There you go.
There are some parents that still train at home.
Yes.
There you go. I like that.
So those parents who are interested in making sure their kids learn at a high level
Mm-hmm.
and retain information, the book will benefit them as well.
So, teaching music across the curriculum can be a piece of cake.
Mm-hmm.
A curriculum guide, and since we're going to leave out that part, a curriculum guide. So basically, what I'm taking from just this is music can help you learn.
Yes.
Teaching through music
Yes.
can help you learn.
Any subject. Any subject.
Even life.
Yes.
Bam! Let me tell you why I
Yes.
said that.
Yes. Go ahead.
Explain
It
yourself.
it's two, possibly three reasons why I'm even standing here today. God, music, and somebody praying for me. Because without music, I would have been done shot, killed, or done something to someone.
It does soothe the sad
It does.
beast.
It does.
Every phase in my life, even the best I ever done at Georgia Southern, I was there for about 5 minutes before I got kicked out. We've had this conversation. Everything I studied, it was either with some headphones around music. How long have you been teaching? Over 20?
24 years.
Okay.
I hope to be there one day.
What do you teach?
I teach music.
Okay. So you teaching music, how did you come up with the curriculum that, because music is what you do.
Right.
So how did you come up with the idea that music would help the other teachers teaching something that ain't got nothing to do with music, help them?
Well, actually, it came from trial and error in my own classroom. And I am an out-of-the-box teacher, and I don't like boredom. So I didn't want to be bored teaching.
Yeah.
So in order to eliminate that problem, I would teach all different subjects. I just didn't stay with music.
Mm-hmm.
And I discovered that children retained a lot of the information. It was fun for them. It was fun for me. In turn, both of us are getting blessed at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
Okay, now I was told that, well, I don't know why I was told this. I may have heard this, but I probably didn't really hear it. But that the only way this works is if you're listening to the same music when it's time to retain this information. Is that true?
Okay, explain.
Like,
what you mean
okay,
by that.
like if I'm studying, if I'm in the wrong room studying, and I'm listening to, I got 5 on it.
And actually, I just rewrote some lyrics for that for my students. So it works.
Turn it up.
Wow.
I sure did.
Wow.
Go. Go.
I'm not singing.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's
okay.
gonna be copyright, baby. Look, I don't.
I mean, we can save it. And,
No,
oh, okay.
no.
Oh, hey.
Look.
All right.
She'll be back once we get the
I'll come
paperwork
back.
straight.
Okay.
That's the next.
We're gonna talk about the business of, because we got a young producer and a young artist, and I got a song that has to be played. Heavenly Father is gonna be played in a few minutes. Produced by this young man who happens to
This
be
is
your
my
father.
son.
I mean your father.
My
Your son.
yeah, this is my son, Jamari J. Mo Simmons. He is a producer. So he
And
produced this track for Jaquan Cromartie. And
glad
he
you
will
said
tell you a little more about who he
we
is.
gonna, when
in
we
a
get
moment.
to it, we gonna get to it. I'm glad she said it, because boy, I was told that. Oh, ain't good with nobody's name, especially a man name. I don't like men.
But the reason I'm going to float so you don't
Yeah.
run out of time, because I know but the book actually is to help youth.
Mhm.
Those youth who are aspiring artists who may not have the financial support, ethical business practices they need, you know, a whole gamut of things you need to be an artist in the arts industry. So as I was writing the book, God told me, don't touch any of the funds. Let those funds help these children. So he gave me, I wrote that book from August 3rd through August 30th. And he told me to make it short, quality over quantity. Because so many times we bombard people with all this information and we don't get to the point. And with children, I teach that way. You don't bombard people with all this information. Make sure they got the quality part of what you're teaching.
Okay.
So he told me to do this short booklet, curriculum guide, but use the funds to help the youth ages 5 to 25 in whatever art form they take. And that could be, we have some artists that are visual artists. We have just creative design. We recently brought on board a creative engineer. So we have a lot of things going on in the nonprofit I have. I found it is Integrative Arts Creations.
Integrated.
So now you see everything is integrated. So any art form that you have as a youth, we can support you. However, we don't just support and you don't give back. The only thing we ask is that you give back to the community in some form to help some other youth artists.
Developing the recipe phase.
Now, you want me to explain that just a little bit?
Just a taste.
Okay.
Give me just a
Well,
taste.
I started the book off by talking about being in my mama's kitchen. Rick, you know my mama cooked.
Rose.
Okay.
Cook.
So,
As a kid, we would disrespect to call her Rose. Now Miss Rose could cook and sing. Oh Lord, she could sing.
but my mom, what came back to me was sitting at the kitchen table. And even though I wasn't cooking myself, I was watching. That's why I can cook myself. I didn't have to put my hand in it, but I was watching it. And my mother would integrate the ingredients of the cake. She would put all the ingredients in, then she stirred up. One thing about integration, once you integrate it, you can't separate it. You can't find the individual, parts to it. It's one. So she
Say that one more time.
You can't find the individual parts.
No. Go. Once you go back to that. Say that one more time.
Once you stir up and integrate the ingredients, you can't separate the parts. They're blended. So a true integration is the blending of subject matter.
I got something. Say something, man.
You have some teachers say, I'm integrating. We sing the ABC song, but that's not true integration, because in true integration, you can't separate the two. It fits. It's jam tight, like a smoothie. Same type of thing. But my mother, after she would integrate the ingredients, she would ask me did I want to taste the batter? Now the batter wasn't complete, but I had sense enough to know that when I tasted the batter, something good was going to come out of it. So I would sit there or walk around the house, whatever, but you would smell what was coming out of the oven later. And so being able to taste the cake not only gave me joy, but it gave my mom joy, because she liked the smiles or you saying it was good. Well, education's the same way. If I integrate and serve my students, they should be able to share what they have learned, which would make me happy, right? But it also gives them self-actualization, where they have now received some form of praise through their knowledge. And that empowers them to want to learn more. So that's what this is about. Now, I don't want to give you too much because they're going to have to buy the book.
I'm going to let y'all go ahead, get it. Hey, hold on. Where can they buy this book?
Well, right now,
I want you to do it.
The only reason I came to this show is because Rick is my homeboy. I went to Athens, Georgia, to another station last week. I'm opening it up to my home people first before I release it officially, because I owe a lot of what my upbringing to my roots. And so this is part of my roots, okay? Now, you can get the book, however, on the website at $10 right now, but when it's released, it will be $12. And you can go to Integrative Arts Creations, integrativeartscreations.weebly.com. Look for the product tab. You'll see the book. Click buy and do what you do. PayPal or debit, we'll take it. If you're a cash out person, do the $$ Integrative Arts. put it in that way, and we'll send it to you. But you need to send me the address. That's why it's best to go to the website right now to get the book.
Awesome. So the educator in me, as well as the person who understands how recipes are made, and a lover of music, is just like brimming with questions. So my main question, the way you explained how integration should happen, how do you get both teachers and educators to buy into the fact that, like how you said, how your mom would mix in all the ingredients and they'd be like, okay, taste the batter. And if she saw your face light up, she'd be like, okay, it's time to put it in the oven, I'm good. But if she saw you kind of make a face like, not quite it, she wouldn't just throw it away. She'd keep dipping and dabbing until it got to where she wanted. How do we get educators, the administration, and like the community that's buying into things to stay in it long enough to see
the results?
what that recipe put together is gonna be?
I must tell you, that's been the toughest challenge. Through my teaching career, because music teachers in the schools don't really get a voice at all, because we're looked at upon as the babysitter of the teachers. You know, we're specials, and the children go there, and so they don't regard music teachers or even art teachers, artists period, as someone who is pedagogically sound.
It means they.
It's in the book.
Okay.
Buy the book, read. Okay.
What page is
It's in there.
that word?
Pedagogy.
I need to know what
Pedagogy
word.
is the
What
short
page
word.
that word? is
Pedagogy.
on.
Okay. But they often don't think that music has that much value. They understand, music, I like to hear it, I like to see the children perform it or whatever, or whoever. But the real nitty gritty of music is far deeper than when they say universal language. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why I can go across every subject.
Exactly.
Okay, I was in the Navy. And one thing I realized when I was in the Navy, every country that I went to, I could find hip hop. And I could find hip hop, and he don't look like me.
Music doesn't discriminate.
And he doesn't sound like me. We could have a conversation, but we can hip hop together all night long.
That's right.
Because of music.
That's right.
I got a question. They are steady taking music
Out of school.
and everything out of schools.
Or even if they're not taking it out, they're making it very difficult to do
Yes.
your job
Yes.
as a music teacher. And that's another reason that I went over into integration, is because, and I'm going to mention this person's name because the person was very dear to me and supported every effort I did as a young teacher to integrate music at the school. Her name was Dr. Paula V. Snowden. And she never said, no, don't do that. It was always, support as to integrating what I needed to do for the children. Now, I did realize early on, children were learning and they were enjoying it. My son is a product of my teacher because he was in elementary school when I delved into this a little deep, And children still remembered it years later, what I had taught them, even if it was social studies, if it was math. And I knew then, if every teacher would teach this way, we wouldn't have a lot of problems because kids would be engaged.
You know the classes that need you.
The what now?
The classes.
Oh, I know it. I know.
Especially the East Side.
But I can't get there. That's what that book is for. So my prayer is that people will look at the book. It's short. Educators, we don't have a lot of time to sit down and read a whole lot. But it's short. It's short, but it's packing power. So if they just pick it up and follow the systematic approach, it's a 6-layered process. That's why you see a 6-layered cake on the front of that book. And it'll get you there. And in turn, you will be happy. The students are happy.
The
and everybody's
serving
learning.
phase.
The what now?
The serving phase.
Let me ask you, what do you think that would be in the classroom? Serving phase.
To me, I ran a group home. And my job is to make sure they were taken care of. So I serve the kids. I serve my employees to make sure the employees had everything they needed, to make sure the kids had everything they needed, to make sure my house was happy and everything ran properly. So the serving phase to me is you giving them what they need to make sure that they understand and they getting this knowledge and they getting this love and they getting all this. That's what it means to me.
And a lot of people think that serving phase is me standing up or the teacher standing up teaching it. But the serving phase is actually the assessment.
That's what I was gonna say something similar. Like I see where Rick is going, but being an educator in the classroom, to me, serving phase means someone coming in looking at it. I take it from the fact how you have the 6-layer cake there. A recipe may say serving size is only half. So if I'm able to, whatever I put in you, if you can only give me back half of it, you did it. However, if I need you to give me a full cup and you only a teaspoon, I gotta put more in you to get you there. And so it's sort of like based off of what do I need, how much do I need from you?
There is a full recipe in there, and I purposely wrote it that way, where you're looking, especially those people who like to cook, you really will like it, but it's a recipe, just like you look at for making a cake.
With that, how you said it's a definite plan.
It's a definite
and a
plan.
6-part situation. If you were bringing this to a school and to the governing board of those that were in power to, I guess, basically plead the curriculum's case for being implemented, how long would you tell them to give it time? Like, you have some recipes, they're done in 10 minutes. Then you have lasagna that it take 5 hours. You got crock pots that you cook overnight for 8 hours. Like, how long would you tell them to make sure that they give it full time for fruition, that it comes to the best thing that it can
Well,
be?
to be honest with you, you can get a result in 15, 20 minutes. It's based on what you're teaching.
Okay.
So a good teacher would be able to identify that immediately. If you taught it the correct way.
But with that, how you're saying it, because of it is, I don't know, I guess for me, I've seen things like this that sound amazing, but they haven't been given the full time. And especially when you speak to integration and the fact that this can speak to all the different subjects. So now it's like, okay, it might hit math early, because math and music go hand in hand. They come real quick. It might take a little bit for ELA. It might take a little bit for civics down the road if you teach it to an older group. But you have people that's like, oh, well, it worked for this teacher in a month or a semester. Why is it taking you a full year?
Maybe it's the delivery process, because integration is not going to fail at school. Period. Hands down. It will not fail. This is how I look at it. If a child is not getting it, I need to reevaluate my teaching style. It's not the child. No child should be failing anything if you're the teacher. So that means you need to go back and reevaluate how you're delivering the lesson.
So that means you have to take ego out.
Yes.
Marcia, I got a question for you. And I've been sitting here watching you this whole time. How is it that you still have a passion and love for teaching? And you have teachers who don't give a damn about teaching?
Because I'm teaching through integration. That's what I mean when I said the teacher, like when I said my mom was satisfied to see me eat it.
Yes.
And I was satisfied to eat it. And that's how I stay happy. Because if I looked at the other factors around me in this educational system, I probably would still be here in this teaching profession if I looked at that.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly feeling good about
you
my
have
work.
a certain piece. I mean, y'all really can't see her because, I suck with this whole camera thing. You have a certain piece about you as you're talking about this. And you can see the love that you still have. And like I said, I've worked in schools, and I can look at I can point out teachers who can't stand what they do, and they only here because they check they bills clear at the end of the month. And it's amazing to see it. But I understand because you teach something through integration, but it's something about music. And it's something about, and let me tell you when I first realized how powerful music was to me. When I went to Georgia Southern, my first year at Georgia Southern, I was really a good student my first year.
I believe
It
it.
was just everything after that went to hell.
Well, you know.
My first year was great, but I walked into this music appreciation class, right? I had to have this class. And they put this classical music on. Man, I listened to this track. But as I walked and looked in the music, he had speakers here, speakers here, speakers everywhere. And he turned this classical music on. And I closed my eyes and I could feel the strings. I could feel the cymbals.
It made you listen inwardly.
And it touched my soul.
That's what music does. That's why it's powerful.
And before then, but that I think that day it defined everything, because the only reason I ever went by a church is to hear singing. Only reason. They sang it.
I know exactly what you mean.
Every phase of my life, I've been in somebody's studio to watch music grow. And we're going to get into that when we come back. We're going to take this break, baby. When we're going to take a break, I want you to introduce your song before we go to break. I'm going to tell you how to do all that in a few minutes. But it was something about that day. That one class I got 80.
That's what I mean.
Good job.
You liked it.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
Music is so embedded in me. Music is so embedded in me.
It's really in all of us. We have a heartbeat that's musical. So, you know, I can't even get into that research, but if I went there, that's why we're drawn to it. We're drawn to it. We can't help it. And so when you try to take it out, or you negate the fact that children, they're rhythmic beings.
Yes.
And when their foot is tapping, when you're breathing, we're breathing on a rhythmic pattern.
Yeah.
So until you realize that as a teacher, period, then you're not going to get it.
Hey, we got to take a break. But when we come back from break, we're going to talk to these two gentlemen.
Yes.
And Dr. Mars. But the song we get ready to play, I need you to introduce this song.
Yeah.
Tell your name and all that. Yeah.
My name is Jaquan Kamari. You know, I've been called a lot of things, but this is what I'm going by my given name. You know what I'm saying? Because the music is me. So, you know, that being said, this is one of the most important things I care about. And, you know, to share it with you means a lot. So this is entitled Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? The Most High. Because without him, you know, it wouldn't be none of this. You know, featuring my brother Jarrell Kamari. And y'all just be blessed while y'all listen to it. Appreciate you.
Hey, put that over there. Put it over there.
What?
Put it over there. Turn it up.
Oh.
That's the only true way to get rid of your sins. Come away and Father, I know you know it. You just meet me halfway and the facts is gonna show it.
You sent it to me.
I'm sinning. The beginning, say it's and forgiveness.
Sing
I'm a
that song,
believer.
Mama Big Girl.
Thank you for my dealer. I would never leave.
But I need
She
you
my
to
teacher.
stick
I don't
to.
talk to preachers. Now they just to see you. Miss Alicia, can I have your key to that pretty beamer? I think I'm waking on my knees. I don't either. I believe you. I don't want to see you doing it. I need I'm catching the fever. Tell them about Felicia. Some demons. I ordered a pizza. I'm cooler than Keisha. I'm telling the Tina. I'm a prize at it in no brainer. Sad story for Gina. Now it's in the arena.
Forward that to WAEC at Yahoo.
Huh?
WAEC.
WAEC, WAEC Atlanta.
WAEC Atlanta at Yahoo. If this song come through, download it, and we're gonna try to get it in probably about 15.
I'm looking for. Yeah.
I mean, this guy
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm scared.
Yeah, I know the dog picture. Like your mom.
I'm scared.
This picture, especially this is like again, like when you come up to the eyes, light skin, and those get like a green. What 5 years ago?
About to come back.
Hey.
Welcome back, Talking Random-ish family. We just heard Jaquan from Marty, Heavenly Father.
You remember all that?
She's educated. She's educated.
I wouldn't remember that, man. No, I wouldn't remember that song in my life. No.
See, one of us remembers names on purpose
Why?
because we have to.
Yeah.
But yes, once again, if you want to talk to us in the shop, it's 404-603-8770, or those of you still stuck in the basements, it's 888-926-7562. So, Mr. Jaquan, like,
Yeah.
where did the inspiration come from? Like, what was going on in your life when that hit?
The most important thing to me as far as that is my experience before that. You know, my experience triggered a lot of the music I make now. And if I wouldn't have went through that experience, I probably wouldn't have written those songs. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, for example, like, I wouldn't be locked in the studios every day, 24/7 all day. You got to go out and go through some stuff or see stuff to talk about new stuff, whether it's food, locations, or anything, you feel me? So my specific thing, and I know it's God because God could have stopped it if he wanted to, you feel me? He allowed me to go into this place, you know what I'm saying, for different reasons. But, you know, I've, you know, been to prison, you know what I'm saying, and I learned a lot inside of that. It's a difference between prison and jail. I've been to both, but where that song came from, I turned my life around in prison. You know what I'm saying? He took everything from me to where I couldn't call anybody but him. You know, so with that being said, I just kept writing. You know what I'm saying? Kept writing and you know, perfected my skill. You know, and as I'm getting out, I'm connecting back with Miss Simmons here. And, you know, her son, my brother, her daughter, my sister, you know what I'm saying? And they've always took me in, you know, and gave me a home, you know what I'm saying, to continue to do music. Because it was sometimes, you know, I wanted to give up, you know what I'm saying, just because of the law and stuff restraining me from doing certain things, you know what I'm saying. But, you know, I don't never give up. But with that Heavenly Father, it was just needed. It's needed in the industry. You know
Okay. Stop all this. That's how
Great.
Okay. Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
I listened to it. I was walking. Because I had to get my
Your bearings.
my gear bearings right. Heavenly Father. Okay, I see Heavenly Father. Downloaded. Okay. Heavenly Father, I'm finna get preached up a little bit. I'm probably not gonna like it. Oh Lord. The beat call.
Yeah, that's produced by my son,
We
Jamari J. Mo Simmons.
gonna get the J Mo. Now, like I told when you walked in, I asked who did this, who did that. I do not like most gospel rap.
Yep.
I am a hip hop guy to the core. Backpack, hip hop. I want to hear lyrics, rap. I want to hear good music. First of all, the music in there is beautiful. The music in there is beautiful. But then you started rapping. Most gospel, inspirational, whatever we call it, it's trash to me. Because I feel that most people that's doing it because they're rapping about God is supposed to be okay. Just like at the Apollo, because she's singing about me, you can't boo her, because she's singing about God. That's a lie. If it ain't good, it ain't good.
Very true.
True.
How old are you? 24. You ain't even nowhere near my bracket.
No, the whole intro as
Most of these 20-something millennial music, I can't listen to it. I can't. It's not because I don't love music. It just it doesn't.
The lyrical content.
In halftime, I can't understand the lyrics.
Yeah,
But that goes.
First of all, I understood the lyrics. That the first thing.
Right,
I understood what you said.
Right.
Real words in there. Real words.
But dog, you can rap.
Yes, there is a talent there.
You can rap. I mean, you can for real rap. Not this, whatever they do to pass over. It's not none of this. We gonna put some auto tunes on top of it. You're rapping. First of all, where did that come from? You rapping. Because most 24-year-olds are not even worried about that. They just worried about sounding like everything else that's on the radio to get that hit. Where did the rapping come from?
Rapping, it was basically like, I'm gonna put it like this. I like to say I got it, from my pop because he does it, you know what I'm saying? But as far as gifts, man, I feel like everybody has an inner gift, like born with it. Once you find out what that is and you know this is it, you gotta keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I'm just gonna keep it real. My mama always told me, look, you need plan B. The rapping ain't gonna work. Boom, 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 because she's seen it not work.
Yeah.
Me, I always stuck with this strange little feeling that I don't need a plan B because you already saying plan A ain't gonna work. You already setting yourself up for failure. You giving plan A that 1% of doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm keeping my plan A, and I just been writing forever, man, and that's where it came from. And I just listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just to better myself. You feel me? And that's just because I was just making trap music, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And
that's all I was making at one point.
What segues? Boy, let me tell you something about radio. The way he just segued, helped me segue to that.
It was nice.
You were just doing trap music. J Mo. That was music. That was musical. You're from
difference.
You're from where?
No choice.
No. Where you from?
Specific.
Specific. What part of Atlanta? Felton Road. Okay.
Campbellton Road.
Oh Lord, Campbellton Road.
When he was born, I was living off.
Okay. So you deep in the heart. Oh, Atlanta.
Right.
That's where.
That's not
real
Atlanta
ATL.
track.
No, it's not.
That's not a South.
But Jamari's
That's not.
classically trained. That's why.
That's music. How did you go outside? How old are you?
21.
Come here. And you get that nigga. How old are you?
21.
Oh Lord.
Oh,
You 21 years old. You just a baby. You just a
baby,
baby.
that's so cute.
How did you make music out of everything out of Atlanta that's popping? Is trap. It's trap beats, trap drums, trap da 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 da. How did you come up with an original sound music? How did you come? What making you do music coming out of Atlanta?
Well, with Heavenly Father, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I feel like that was the spirit in the room. Like, I can do trap music. I do trap music all the time. Like, I work with artists that do trap music all the time. But I feel like when me and Jay get in the room, we say like everything from scratch. Like we make the beat from scratch, and trap music really never comes out. It's always heartfelt. You know, it's
But
always.
I think you could still, since like you said, you usually do trap music. But the whole point, yeah, the trap is the drug area or whatever. But part of that is a lot of the music that was like original, old school ATL trap music trap the listener into paying attention to the song. Your song does exactly that. However, it now traps them into a message that they probably need to hear at that time. And your beat that you produce is so mellow and so calm. It's not jarring, so it eases a listener into it to be able to hear his lyrics. So then you get the full feel of the music. And that goes back to what Rick was saying. That's how it's music. When you get so engrossed in the whole aspect of it, that you hear the music, you hear the lyrics, you hear all parts of it, where you can start to pick apart each thing of it, but you still like it, and you start to remember it, and you catch yourself humming it later on and wanting to know more about it. That's how you know.
I think Jack can attest to this. Like when we working in the studio, it's like we never really have a direction where we want to go with it. We just start and the music just speak. You know what I'm saying? Like it go from there. It always speak. Like the song is already in the atmosphere. We just gotta find it. That's what we always think. Like, and it always comes out. Ever since high school, I've been working with the man since I was 14 years old. Like it's always been like that. So.
Trap. It's just trap music. You listen to the music?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I like it.
What do you call it? Trap.
Dime trap.
Because the music is more than just selling the dope, getting the dope, selling the dope. It's about life.
Mm-hmm. Life music.
It's life. So this whole trap game is life. So this did be trap music, but it's done with a vision.
Direction.
Mm-hmm. That's coming through. That was birthed here. Because if you're classically trained, that means mama put you in some classes that you probably hated.
He did. He did. He's still playing the harp.
The harp?
He's the harpist.
But if you can play the harp, you can play the piano, you can play the guitar.
Right, he can do
And
it.
depending on it, you can play the drums.
That's where he started. So,
Hey man, it's hey man, I can talk about music all different kinds. But even that is a story in it. It just
It's like the good ones of that have their story.
But how long have you been doing this professionally? Music. How long have you been doing it?
Professionally, I made my first track when I was 6. I sold my first track when I was 12. So if you want to say how long have I been working on music since I was 6, I've been selling music.
Alright, you're 21 and you like the business or you like music?
I like music. I mean, I like everything that's involved in it, the business included. I like creating it. I like the process of putting it out. I like the process of putting on events. I like the process of sharing it.
One of my favorite lyricists of all time said, the music game can be like the dope game. One of the nastiest games in the world. The business of it. How do you like the business of music?
The business of music. That's a good question. I mean, the environment. Some of these environments, as far as the trap music, like the new music, is, you know, it's troubling to be in sometimes. But I don't know. Like I feel like as long as I'm moving on the right path, it don't really affect me. Like I never been in an environment feel uncomfortable with myself. Like I'm out. I mean, you know the industry is grimy. You know people have bad intentions, but I don't really focus on it too much. I just make sure I'm moving on the right track. That's all I can worry about.
But Rick, wait till you hear. You got one more track.
I got that free.
Oh.
And we,
hey,
that's just put it on, cause I know we ain't got but 5, 4, 3 minutes.
Can we close out to it?
You gonna want to say something about this?
Put free on right now. Just put free on.
This is the reason this book. I want people to buy it so they can help these young people. They have something to tell, stories to tell.
Put free on while she talking.
But they need support.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Free, him produce, somebody singing, free.
Ari Soul, young lady, she's a guitarist and vocalist. Free. It ain't playing, but I want to hear it.
I think y'all put on your headphones, you know.
Yo. Oh my God. Let that play. Turn it up just a little bit. I know I'm on the mic. Yeah. Hey, dog. That's what grown folks is. And I know no. And don't get me wrong. I know she's speaking about, you know, what's making her free, and she's speaking about God. But that is, bro. How old are you?
21.
Boy, you know something about some music. Because ain't too many 21-year-olds doing this.
Yeah.
Yes. This is music.
Yeah. Regular producers your age, she would have gave them lyrics and they would have messed the song up. It would have been horrible.
And we got 2 minutes and we got to get up out of here. Please tell me where we can get this book.
I'm going to tell you again, you can go to integrativeartscreations.weebly.com. You can click on the donate button as soon as you open to donate to the nonprofit. That it will still go to them, or you can buy the book. Go look for the product tab. Purchase the book for $10. It's going up on the 19th when it's officially released.
You got anything coming out soon?
Oh yeah, most definitely. On the 26th this month, matter of fact, it's a listening party going on. I'm dropping an album called Long Story Short.
Please get us the information so we can put it out again. You got anything else coming out?
That's it. That's part of it. And we have another Arts with Purpose event at the Douglas County Cultural Arts Center on January 19th. Well, these artists will be
How
performing.
can Talking Random Bitch be a part of this?
You just talked to me.
Okay. Hey man,
Great answer.
it's about that time. Boy, this thing, it goes so fast and we got to, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for inviting us.
Thank you.
We have enjoyed this evening.
Thank you for this blessing. Thank you. It's time to sweep the floors, clean the clippers. Y'all got the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
The shop is closed. We gotta move on up out here so they can get in. The next show can get in.
Okay. Great, that was good, darling. I enjoyed that.
Thank you. I'm just gonna